why even create the issue? Not
Right.
necessary.
Yes.
If it's not necessary.
Good evening. It's time to call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals, Franklin, Indiana. It is July the 1st, 2026 at 6 p.m. How about a roll call, please?
Bill Carson,
Here.
Clinton Alley,
Here.
Joe Bruce,
Here.
John Kensky,
Here.
Ryan Northrup.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Also with us, we have Mr. Alex Getchell, our senior planner. We have Rachel Thompson, our recording secretary, and we have Lynn Gray to my left, our city attorney. Approval of minutes for 6/3 of 26. Do we have any changes, omissions, or
Thank you,
comments?
thank you, Rachel. Good job again. It's good, thank you. It is you and not AI yet, right? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Good job.
Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as is.
Motion by Kemsky,
Second.
second by Gruce. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. In order to save time tonight, anybody who will be presenting and anybody who wishes to speak either for or against the petition tonight, please go ahead and stand and we'll swear you in all at the same time and save time.
You can all stand up, just in case. Doesn't hurt. I probably know what all is going to happen, but do you solemnly swear affirm any testimony to give tonight be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Getchell, do we have any old business?
No, sir, no old business.
Okay, on to new business then. I see ZB 26-2 as special exemption for Gardner Transport Services. Would you introduce us to this one?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, ZB 26-2 is a special exception request by Gardner Transport Services for the property at 750 Hamilton Avenue. Property is located on the north side of Hamilton, south of the Hurricane Industrial Complex. Some additional industrial properties located around it and near it, a few single-family homes. The property is zoned IG for industrial general, and the comprehensive plan calls for this area to be manufacturing uses. The specific request tonight is for a special exception use to allow a trucking company use at the IG in the IG zoning district. A trucking company, by definition of the zoning ordinance, is an area and/or building where trucks and/or trailers are stored, where loading and unloading does not primarily occur regularly, may include minor truck maintenance, scales, and/or fuel. Now, this property has actually come before the board a couple times in the last 8 years. Back in 2018, there was a special exception, use variance, and development standards variance that were all approved at the same time related to current property owners' use for inoperable vehicles related to their towing business at the time, and then also with their auto body repair shop, which both of those have since moved to other properties and no longer there. And then in 23, the board approved another special exception for a trucking company at this property. In this case, it was for DSM Trucking. With that approval, the board conditioned that approval for that specific user, that approval ran with the user and not with the property, which is why the applicant is back here, or is here tonight to request their trucking company. This is a different business, different use, or different manner of use, I guess I should say. And I'll let Ms. Gardner get into the details of that here in a few minutes, but I'll give you some quick hits on it. They are proposing that they would have 13 business vehicles on the property with 15 employees on their largest shift. Office hours would be between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Generally, their trucks actually leave between 2 and 5 a.m. and then return sometime between 1 and 8 p.m. There is an existing metal fence on the property that's going to be maintained, maybe in the future changed in some way, but would be maintained. And this property is actually in pretty close proximity to the truck route, so there wouldn't be major disruption for trucks coming to and from this property with residential properties. Additionally, there's some legal non-conforming site features for this property. Those would be related to the fact that most of this property is covered in stone or gravel. The storage areas and drive aisles and landscaping are some of those legal non-conforming site features. Those are allowed to be maintained, and they can always be reduced, but they cannot be increased on site without approval or without adhering to the current zoning ordinance standards. Petitioner has provided a detailed explanation of their use and submitted it with their application. It is available as part of the agenda and staff report as to what their specific request entails. Otherwise, the request is ready to be heard by the board, and we can hear from Ms. Gardner. As part of your presentation, if you'll address the decision criteria as well.
Yeah,
I have them on the
And-
screen for you if you need to reference them. They're on the screen.
yeah,
So-
yes, if you
Thank
will. And just state your name, ma'am, if you'll, Mr. Chairman, I feel like I'm playing whack-a-mole here, right? Mr. Chairman, Mr. Nally has been retained, or his firm has been retained to do the survey on this property, and so he has brought that to our attention. And so while he will be here, he will not be participating in the vote to avoid any appearance of impropriety, because he technically will be working at this site. And so he asked that I relay that information to you. It's not because he's not interested. It is because he is interested that we will recuse that. So the 4 remaining members of the board will be the persons taking action on this. And thank you, ma'am. If you will state your name for the record, that's how Rachel gets the minutes as correctly as they
All right.
possibly can.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much. My name is Kathy Gardner. I own Gardner Transport Services. My husband and I own Gardner Transport Services. We're currently located in Indianapolis. We will be 29 years old in 2 weeks, so we're pretty proud of that. We are wanting to move out of the city of Indianapolis. There is a lot of industrial properties in Indianapolis, and it's just not what it used to be in Indianapolis. We see Franklin as a great opportunity to move to a smaller community, to run our company. A lot of our actual employees live in the Franklin area and thereabouts, so super convenient for them. But we, looked at, when I met Scott and Michelle, we looked at their property and thought that this was a good opportunity for us to move forward and to be able to get into the Franklin community, become a part of the community, and become, run our business there. This is the first time we've bought property in 29 years, so we're excited about that. We are a regional hazardous waste and non-hazardous waste transporter. We are registered in 13 states. We do have trucks that go over the road periodically and stay out overnight. Most of my trucks leave out, as Alex said, between 2 and 5 a.m. and then return back to the terminal between 2 and 8 p.m., depending on where the trucks are going to. The hazardous waste, we pick up at the generator's location, and it is transported to its final destination, whether it be a recycling facility or a disposal facility. As a general steadfast rule, we do not bring those through the terminal unless, the only time that happens is if a truck has a mechanical failure and we have to bring it through the terminal in order to do a repair, in which case we would bring it into the terminal, or worst case scenario, have it wreckered into the terminal, and then we would do the repair on the truck, and then the truck would deliver it the next morning. As soon as it was fixed, he would go back on the road and deliver it the next morning to the facility that is its final destination. The majority of what we haul that is hazardous is low-level haz, which is Class 9. I don't know how much you all know about that, but in the transportation industry, Class 9 is the lowest level of contamination. The number one customer that we haul haz for is Nucor Steel. And the reason that the material that we haul for them is considered hazardous is because it contains metal particles in it. It's called electric arc furnace dust, and it is basically the dropout dust from the furnaces where they burn the steel. So it does have metal particles in it. It is placarded 3077 placards, again, Class 9, and we do transport it to a facility in Logansport, Indiana, WSP, and they extract the zinc from the loads that we dump there. And so it's a recycling facility. So a lot of the work that we do is in an effort to, towards the being greener, so to speak. The non-haz side of what we do is hauling industrial commercial plant trash. Basically, it is trash out of manufacturing facilities. It is anything that a manufacturing facility would throw into their trash compactor, basically. It could be cardboard, it could be cups from the lunchroom, it could be, whatever. So we do haul that in compactors and sometimes open tops. We have a tractor trailer unit that I have 6 of them that pick up the boxes at the manufacturer's facility. They bring them to the yard, and then my straight truck transports them. The two-piece drops it off in the yard, and then my straight truck picks it up and delivers it to the incinerator in Indianapolis for burning purposes, which it ties into the being green because ReWorld, which is the incinerator, transforms the energy from burning into steam, which powers Eli Lilly and a number of other companies in Indianapolis, which is pretty exciting. I get a little overzealous sometimes about what we do because I just think it's exciting. People look at me crazy because trash is not exciting, but to me it's exciting. So, because it's what we do. So, and it's exciting to be a part of that. So, the containers that we haul all of this stuff in are all contained. The dump trailers that we haul the electric arc furnace dust in have hard tops on them, and they have 2 round manway hatches on the top. And that is the manner in which Nucor Steel loads the trailers. And so nothing escapes the trailers. My drivers scrape the trailers when they are at the recycling facility where they've dumped at. They get into the back of the trailer and put a liner in it and shut the door, button it up, lock it up, and bring it back to the shop. So no dust escapes the trailers. So there would not be any of that happening at the property. The trash, it does not escape the property or escape the boxes that they're in. The compactors are completely contained except for an opening on the back of them that are covered with what they call a diaper. It's basically a small mesh tarp. And we bungee strap it across so that in transportation, nothing falls out of it onto the highway. Obviously, with DOT, we don't want anything falling out because that's important that we keep our CSA score good and clean. And that is considered a leaky load, and you can get a ticket for that if anything falls out. So in an effort to maintain our CSA score, we do that. We bring it back to the yard. The diaper stays on it. My straight truck driver loads it onto the back of his truck. He hauls it to ReWorld where he dumps it, and then a system that I implemented a number of years ago is, and we continue to do this today, my driver takes a picture of the inside of the box after he dumps it so that we are ensured that the box is empty. And that does 2 things. It ensures that we're not bringing trash back to our property, and it also ensures that my customers are not getting their same trash back the next time we come back to their facility. So it's a good plan. It has worked for years, and it's just a solid reassurance that, we are not, bringing trash back and the raccoons aren't going to get in. I mean, we've been through all of that. That's actually happened at the facility where we're at. And so to keep that from happening, I implemented this plan, and it's worked very well. We don't have any trash on the property. So, and I'm able to sleep at night, so that makes me feel good. So,
With regard to the statutory criteria, thank you for
Yes.
taking the time to do it. I wish everyone did. But you have submitted to the board things that you think meet the criteria that this board has to find.
Yes.
And those were your written explanations on those criteria? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
And may I ask just a question?
Absolutely.
In general, so if I'm understanding what you're talking about, should one of our citizens see that your trucks say hazardous waste, it's because of the transport that you're doing, not because of the storing that you're doing at this site?
That's correct.
Other than in the occasional emergency that might happen?
That is
But There
correct.
is no
That is correct. There, we don't do any
storage,
storing.
it's just because you're required to have that on the truck for
Yes,
transport?
yes. By the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, we are required by DOT and FMCSA to placard any hazardous waste loads that we haul. And hazardous waste is a different classification from hazmat.
Right.
So hazmat is cargo. It's like, cleaning products that you have in your home. The haz waste that we transport is things like electric arc furnace dust. So, because it's considered a waste product, it goes through recycling, but yes, it is placarded and considered hazardous waste for transportation purposes only. Yeah, and we don't have any storage at our facility. They do have a permit that you can get for 10-day storage, but we don't do that. That is not what we do. We want to get it from point A to point B as quickly as possible, so. Do you want me to go through the criteria then?
If you prefer, or you can just reference it to the board. They've all read it, so if you
Okay.
just want to overall explain it, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to go through each points individually or as a general overall?
A general overall, I'm
Okay,
sure, is
okay,
fine, and they'll follow
okay.
up with any questions.
Okay. So it is our goal to meet and exceed the expectations of the city of Franklin. We want to be good stewards of the community. We want to be good neighbors to the folks. I realize that there are homes across the street and people living in those homes. We do not want to disrupt their lives, their daily routines. That is not our purpose whatsoever. We want to move in and be good neighbors. I can see, in an effort to meet the neighbors, maybe we have a cookout and have the neighbors over, and grill some hamburgers and hot dogs or something. So in an effort to be a good neighbor, that's what we want to do. We do not want to do anything to jeopardize the criteria that the decision has been made from. It is our will to uphold and, we just want to do the right thing. We've been in business 29 years and this is what we've always done. And we just want to continue to do that and to, meet the needs of the community and become members of the community and become involved in community functions and become friends with the folks in Franklin, and we're excited about that. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak either for or against the petition?
I think I probably know where they stand, so.
Seeing none, I'll take questions from the board.
Are you folks going to relocate to Franklin? I mean, as far as home ownership or?
We have talked about it in the past. We lived 21
Have a
years in
beautiful
Brown.
home, too, by the way.
Pardon? I know. We lived 21 years in Brown County, and 10 years, almost 11 years ago, we moved to Mooresville. We lived in a 3-level A-frame in Brown County, and as my husband and I got older, our knees weren't doing steps so well anymore, so we moved to a 3-bedroom ranch in Mooresville, so that's kind of where we landed, and we've been there almost 11 years now, so. But Franklin has always held a special place in our heart. When we lived in Brown County, we shopped in Franklin, we did dinner in Franklin, and we know a lot of people in the community. Indiana Estate and Elder Law, Jenny and Justin Shoemaker just relocated to here. They are one of my attorneys that we use, and we are friends with a number of people in the community. Tanya Smith, Mutual Savings Bank is our bank, and so, yeah, a lot of ties to this community. So I'm not going to say that it's out of the question.
Oh, that's fine.
Not
Thank you.
required, not
Not
required.
required, no,
I
not
understand, I understand.
required. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions? Seeing none, I think we're ready for a staff recommendation.
Yes, sir. So staff is recommending approval of the request with conditions as outlined in the staff report. The conditions being A through H. First one being special exception approval for a trucking company use as defined by the City of Franklin zoning ordinance shall run with the petitioner Gardner Transport Services at the subject property. B, waste generated off-site must not be brought back, placed, stored, or otherwise kept on the property for longer than 12 hours and must not be removed from and/or transferred to any contained compactors and/or tarped roll-off boxes while on site. C, an opaque fence must be maintained across the front of the property, including all property lines abutting residential uses, separating the front property line from all storage areas on site. The fence must be between 6 and 8 feet in height and constructed no closer than 50 feet to Hamilton Avenue. D, that all semi-trucks, trailers, roll-off boxes, compactors, and vehicles larger than standard passenger vehicles must be parked, stored, and maintained behind the opaque fence. E, the property shall at all times be maintained and used only in a clean, neat, and well-groomed conditions, free from all natural and man-made debris, junk, rubbish, trash, weeds, and similar items. Cut that one a little short. This is actually straight from the zoning ordinance, but we like to tie it in for uses and requests like this. So it's already a requirement of the ordinance, but we're going to make it even stronger by putting it in the conditions here. F is also tied back to the zoning ordinance, but it states that the legal non-conforming gravel stone parking surface can be maintained, but is not permitted to expand without the approval of the Board of Zoning Appeals. G, this gets at a requirement of the zoning ordinance again that states that the board has to specify the number of parking spaces for a use approved by special exception. And that is just stating that a minimum of 1 parking space must be provided for each employee on the largest shift and for each business vehicle stored on site. And then lastly, H, also back to the zoning ordinance, but tying it in here, is that at least 1 parking space reserved for disabled persons must be provided consistent with the requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Okay, and for the record, does the petitioner agree to all of the conditions as listed?
I do.
Thank you. Is the board satisfied with the conditions?
Yes.
I move to approve ZB-26-2 with special exceptions A through H.
I second.
Motion made and seconded. Rachel, let's take a roll call vote, please, and please excuse Mr. Nally, who has recused himself.
Brian Northrup,
Yes.
John Kensky,
Yes.
Joe Bruce,
Yes.
Bill Carson.
Yes. Motion has passed.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to get out right there.
You got it. Well, I'm glad you moved your business here. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Very, very appreciative.
I wanted to wait till after the vote. I know you will do this, given how conscientious you've been, but if you would please, this is a selfish ask because I have to enforce our truck ordinance. So if you could please make sure they know where the truck route is.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we had a conversation at work today about that, and
Good.
as far as, setting out a memo to the drivers to make sure that they know where that's at, so.
Yeah, like I said, it's selfish. It's just more work on my
No,
part, so
it's,
thank you.
no, it's
Thank you.
important. It's important. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. You can sit. Mr. Getchell, any other business tonight?
No, sir, no other business.
Okay, we are ready for a motion to adjourn if anyone sees fit.
So moved.
Second.
Made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Stay.
There's never any discussion about that.